Sasuke became Hokage? How would the Naruto story change? Would it be for better or for worse? With the intro out of the way, let's get into another Naruto discussion. In order for Sasuke to become Hokage, we need to look at Sasuke's path to becoming Hokage, which includes a major change. Sasuke would have to choose to not go on his journey for redemption. After being imprisoned for his crimes, Sasuke would have to choose to remain inside of Konoha after he gets pardoned. In the manga, Kakashi uses his newly acquired title of Hokage to get Sasuke pardoned for his crimes. Instead of wandering the world to gain knowledge and atone for his sins, Sasuke would have to remain inside the village to regain the trust of the villagers. We know from the data book, the guide novels, and chapter 699 of the manga that it took Naruto's testimony to get Sasuke fully pardoned without fear of persecution by other villages. This means that not everyone saw Sasuke as a hero, but instead many still saw him as a criminal. In fact, the main conflict of Sakura's novel revolves around the fact that Sasuke is being framed for murder for terrorists and attacks on several high-ranking officials, including a feudal lord and a Konoha official. By staying inside the village, Sasuke would have faced this distrust head-on. However, Sasuke would embrace the hatred because he would consider it to be part of his atonement. He would then likely undergo the same process that Naruto did to move from Genin to Jonin. However, unlike Naruto, Sasuke would not have taken nearly as long to acquire the required knowledge because Sasuke was hailed as a genius early on in the manga. I believe that Sasuke would begin to change the perception of him because it would be acknowledged that he's humbled himself, which would likely make him more likable to other villagers. I also believe that Sasuke would have refused the prosthetic arm made by Tsunade, since it's likely that he views doing so as being part of his redemption. Also, in the 16 months that follow, I believe that Sasuke would have taken on a similar role as Naruto, meaning that he would be on several high-ranking missions requested by several famous people. While he is a former criminal, there is something to be said about being the last remaining Uchiha and one of the heroes responsible for ending the last war, which would undoubtedly attract several famous clients. While Naruto's standing in the village would have been higher, since 2 years after the war, Naruto was still referred to as the lone hero of the Fourth Great Ninja War, I do believe that Sasuke wouldn't have been much further behind when it comes to public perception. This brings us to our next major change, which occurs in Naruto the Last. In this scenario, after Hanabi is kidnapped, I believe that Kakashi would have added Sasuke to a team of ninja, ordered to bring her back and stop Toneri before the moon falls to the earth. In the manga, it is stated that the ideal number for a team of ninja is 3 to 4, but in Naruto the Last, we see a team of 5 assembled. Adding Sasuke to the team allows for Kakashi to send 2 teams on the mission, one led by Shikamaru and the other, I believe, led by Sasuke. While an argument can be made for Naruto being made team leader, especially given the fact he'd already fought Toneri, I believe that Sasuke would have been chosen due to his analytical skills and maturity. From here, not much would change. A rapport would still be built between Naruto and Hinata, but it's very likely that Sasuke and Sakura get closer during this mission as well. By the time the team reaches the underground lake, which casted everyone into a genjutsu, I don't see anything changing. Assuming that Sasuke cannot detect the abnormality of the water, I believe that Sasuke would have been the first person to break free of the genjutsu, followed by Sakura, who has the next highest aptitude for genjutsu on the team. Later on, Hinata would still be taken by Toneri, since Naruto is likely to still be alone with her. Given it is unclear when Sasuke learned the ability to create portals, it's very likely that the 2 teams would have to travel in the same manner as they did in the movie in order to rescue Hanabi and confront Toneri at the Citadel. However, this brings us to the next change in the Naruto story, which is the meteor headed towards Konoha. In the movie, Sasuke destroys the meteor that Lee failed to destroy. With Sasuke on a mission, I foresee one of 3 things happening. The first is that Kakashi uses his lightning style Violet Bolt, a jutsu he learned after losing his ability to perform the lightning blade. I don't believe that this is likely since we don't have much information about the attack, its destructive capability, or how long Kakashi can sustain it. While an argument can be made that Kakashi might have possessed enough chakra to destroy the meteor, hence why he didn't move when he was faced with it rushing towards him, I disagree that this would have happened. The next scenario is that another ninja destroys the meteor. It's very possible that Kakashi might not have sent every shinobi who could open the 8 gates to be part of the crane wing formation that destroyed half of the meteor. Given Kakashi's nature to plan ahead, I do believe that there would have been another team on standby, but as far as I know, there is no proof of this because I did not see that in the Naruto the Last novelization. However, The most likely outcome is that there is no backup team, Kakashi cannot destroy the meteor, and Lee is unable to destroy it since he said, quote, "damn it," while he was suspended in air. Given the trajectory of the meteor, the mountain that Kakashi was on and a decent portion of Konoha would have been destroyed. Under this scenario, the following shinobi would be dead: Kakashi, Ino, Kotetsu, Izumo, Might Guy, and Hinata's father, who was rescued by Sasuke in the movie. Meanwhile, after Hanabi's finally been rescued, I believe a team of Naruto and Sasuke would have absolutely demolished Toneri. Between Sasuke's Rinnegan powers and Naruto's increased power, Toneri stands absolutely no chance of gaining victory. Where things get tricky is with Kakashi being dead. It's arguable whether or not someone would have spotted Naruto's QB transformation and Sasuke's perfect Susanoo on the moon. In the movie, the Raikage and the other Kage were shocked that Naruto was on the moon, which means that it's very likely that only someone from Konoha could have seen it. In this scenario, during the 5 Kage summit that the Raikage convenes, someone from Konoha would have to inform the other 4 Kage of Kakashi's death and then of Naruto's presence on the moon. At this point, Gaara would convince the Raikage to hold off for 1 hour to fire the cannon as he did in the movie. However, Naruto and Sasuke wouldn't need the whole hour to finish the fight. After the events of the last, a major crisis would befall Konoha. With Kakashi being dead, there would be no Hokage. While a very strong argument can be made that Tsunade takes back up the position of Hokage, it is worth noting that in the Kakashi novels, she pushed Kakashi to take the position of Hokage and have his ceremony because she was anxious to retire. After years of being retired, it's very arguable whether or not Tsunade would come out of retirement, especially since she would be one of the people likely calling for Naruto to become Hokage. At this point, whatever gap in public perception exists between Naruto and Sasuke, I truly feel that it would be close to be even, if not even, given that both would have saved the world twice in less than a decade. This is where things get really tricky. Naruto's dream is to become Hokage, and the position would finally be open for him. However, it is hinted in several of the Heat novels by numerous characters that Naruto is still unfit to be Hokage, very largely due to his maturity and his lack of knowledge. While I believe that there would be a very strong push for Naruto to be named the 7th Hokage, I do believe that Sasuke would have his supporters as well. A large reason why Shikamaru took the assassination mission to kill Gingo is he wanted to keep Naruto untainted so he could finally become Hokage, and because he and Kakashi both agreed that Naruto was not mentally ready for the darkness that comes with being Hokage. It's for this reason I believe that Shikamaru wouldn't have objected to Sasuke's name being nominated, because Sasuke would be very much well acquainted with the darkness of the shinobi world. I also believe that Tsunade would have wanted Naruto to become Hokage, but at this point in the story, while Naruto had matured, she was one of the main people who stated that Naruto was not yet mature enough and had not gained enough knowledge to become Hokage, and that he was, quote, several years away from becoming Hokage, end quote. Which is why I don't believe that she would have been against Sasuke being voted for. With Sasuke now being made Hokage, I believe that the central conflict of the Sakura Heat novel wouldn't have occurred. It would be impossible to frame Sasuke for the murders and mingling of terrorists if he is indeed Hokage. Also, the tailed beast drug that was made from the DNA of Naruto, if it still would have been created by members of the Anbu who hated Sasuke and would have been against him being made Hokage, I still believe that the drugs would have been found by Sakura and that they would have been destroyed. A year later, Naruto and Hinata would go on to be married, with Sasuke being Naruto's best man for the wedding. This brings up the events of Sasuke's novel concerning Chino. I believe that she would still seek vengeance, which means that there would be an attack on Konoha, but the numbers of exploding humors would be much larger. Since Sasuke is the Hokage and Hokages don't usually go on missions, I believe that one of two things would occur. The first is that Chino outright attacks the village, which would lead to an eventual one-on-one fight with Sasuke. The second scenario is that Sasuke sends Naruto on a mission to uncover the truth behind the attack, which would mean that someone like Sai or Shikamaru would have to assist him, since it's stated in numerous novels that Naruto is not suited for intelligence gathering information missions. This would result in Naruto eventually defeating Chino. It's at this point that I believe that Sasuke's tenure as Hokage would have come to an end. Sasuke is well aware of the perception of his clan as well as the prior weight of his own sins, knowing that he was the reason behind the village being attacked as well as the hatred for his clan. It's very likely that he would have reconsidered going on his journey and adopting a similar position as Itachi, which is to protect the Hidden Leaf village from the shadows. Part of the reason why Sasuke left was to atone for his sins, but it was also to gather information, which he would not have done under this scenario. Given all the knowledge that he acquired during this battle with Chino, as well as the many unanswered questions about Kaguya, I believe that Sasuke would have stepped down as Hokage to finally address both of these, mainly the Kaguya threat. It's at this point Naruto would have become the 8th Hokage shortly before the birth of Boruto. Sometime later, Sarada would have been born as well, since we know that Boruto is a little older than Sarada. From here on, I don't believe that much would change in terms of the current placement of the series, which means that the events of the Boruto movie would still occur. The reason being that there is a large time skip between Boruto's birth and Boruto the movie, and given the fact that Naruto would be Hokage much sooner in this scenario than he was in the actual timeline, that would give Sasuke more time to gather information. Well guys, that's it for my video on what if Sasuke became Hokage. I can't wait to read your comments down below. I know some of you guys would disagree, and I'm very much welcome to reading about the disagreements. Be on the lookout for my next Naruto video, which as always be released on a Tuesday. Thank you for watching guys. Have an awesome day. きっと約束だよいつか